Hey guys, it's Brian. I'm going to go ahead and showcase a matchup between the Shaddoll Danger deck profile and Infernoids out of all decks. So, we're going to go right into the matchup. So, my opponent does go first, and he decides to play tanky and go into Fire King Avatar Arvada. I'm not sure what's exactly the synergy for this card and Infernoids, but to each their own. I'm not going to judge a person's deck. So I decided to go right into, as soon as I begin my turn, to the Allure of Darkness, getting my Shaddoll Beast banished. And once I banish the Shaddoll Beast, I go right away into my Shaddoll Dragon, normal summoning it and attacking for 1900, and then going to Mass Change second, going into Dark Law right away to get as much damage as I can turn 1, since he did not put up any defenses. And this way, if he does depend on his graveyard, it does take away from his strategy to get anything in his graveyard. And luckily for me, that did appear to be the case, since he is playing the Infernoid deck. So, after going ahead and banishing 2 Infernoids from his hand, he goes into the Sidesmiths, and after attacking the Sidesmiths, he's going to go ahead and banish my Imperial Order that I had face down. And here's when I top deck like a god. So, top deck into Shaddoll Fusion. Can't get any better than that. Does decide to go ahead and banish the Chrissy in case I have Monster Reborn, which isn't a bad play. But I did go into my Construct, and using Falco's effect to revive itself. And I'm going to go ahead and send the Hedgehog so I can go ahead and add a Skomata. And using that, I will normal summon the Skomata to go ahead and attack for more damage. First game was pretty quick, so we go right into game 2. I actually side deck as if I was going second, and he actually makes me go first, surprisingly. So I go right into Foolish Burial. He does not have the Ash. So, going into Foolish Burial, I decided to go ahead and send Skomata and Beast. And very luckily, I go ahead and top deck into Sovereignty. So I go right into Stick Chair. And right after going into the second Sovereignty, with the Sovereignty effect, I actually did top deck another Shaddoll's, Star Scepter. So, because I did draw the Scepter with Sovereignty's effect, I can actually summon it and still use the effect. So from here, this is probably one of the best outcomes of playing first with the Star Seraph engine is going to happen. So we go into Summon Sorceress, use her effect to go ahead and summon the second Scepter from the deck, and using Sovereignty in hand, we go ahead and draw into Sphere mode. So now we no longer have Star Seraphs in the deck. So now I go ahead and set the Shaddoll Fusion and try to go into Bigfoot. Unfortunately, he does hit the Bigfoot, so I did not get that body on board. But I do go into Jackalope, and Jackalope effect is good. Drawing Allure. And here I decide to go into Illuminate to ensure that I get as many draws as possible to see if I can draw that Christia. And since I did draw Christia off of Illuminate, I do have 3 Fairies engraved, so I go ahead and use Illuminate's effect to go ahead and get rid of my Sphere mode. And I do draw into Evenly Matched. And I go ahead and get Chrissy on board. From here, I actually thought he wasn't going to be able to win unless he had a miracle play like a raw Sphere mode. So it did actually have game him if he actually passed the turn. but he did summon the Dextron. I actually believe he top decked it. So he does go ahead and send a Harmodic to the graveyard to go ahead and pop the Christia, unfortunately. So after going to Teki and getting the Arvada, he just goes off from here, going into Void of Imagination, sending 5 Infernoids from his deck to the graveyard, and going into Tierra. So Tierra's effect will send 3 Intis to the graveyard. He's going to pop not only my Summon Sources and my Illuminate, he's going to pop his own Tierra to go ahead and make sure I do not have a follow-up play. And since he's making me send cards from my extra deck to my graveyard, I just go ahead and decide to get rid of my Star Slayer targets in a window. That way I can recover my fusion from my graveyard to my hand. He goes into Omega, and after going to Omega, he gets rid of the Falco. So I drop another evenly matched, so I go ahead and just set a card right in pass. In this case, I set the Scepter. Since I really didn't have much going on, I reminded him of the Omega effect. And he says he's just going to use the effect again, and he does get rid of the Falco again. And he was able to go ahead and hit me for 18. I go for evenly. And he does negate it. So I go for another evenly again, and I do get rid of the 2 back row. He does negate the lure. And now I'm just trying to top deck my way out of the situation. Since he was questioning it, I'm going to address it. The reason why Beginning Again is not in this deck is because it does clog if you are going in first. And it's just good mid to late game. So, since you're going through most of your deck turn 1, I really don't see the use of it at the moment. Although, that can change for future builds. Because, not only is this a mainly dark type a dark attribute deck, we do run lights and earths, so if it was pure darks, I would have done it. But, because we do run other attributes, I do not like playing that card because you never know when you're actually going to have enough targets, especially early game, and that could have been a card that could have been used for something else. So here, he just decides to go for attacking into everything. And from here, it's pretty much game. So, we're going to game 3. And here I could have just gone for Shaddoll Fusion and get my Construct, send Falco, and that way we would have the way of tributing Infernoid, but I decided to go against it by going to Nessie. He hits the Sovereignty. And lucky for me, I do draw into the Vanny's Fiend. And so he's stuck with just the Tenki and the Arvada play. Just summon the Shaddoll Dragon and attack for 24. And this game's going to pass by pretty quickly since with the Infernoid deck, if you're able to stop special summons, it's pretty much GG from there. So here he's just showing off what he had face down and what he would have drawn next few turns. But that's the matchup. I do want to thank you guys for your time. Please feel free to give a like, comment down below for any additional ideas or anything you want to see in the future. And please turn on the notifications for any future videos. Again, I want to thank you guys for your time. See ya!